Good evening. Good evening. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I was sitting here messing with this stuff. Hello, uniquely made, not free living, Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Coach Natisha in the house. See Adrena. I'm actually trying something new, broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube here, so bear with me. The topic for tonight is you have to go through the hurt to get your healing. I got a couple of points that I want to touch on dealing with that. And I'll share a few brief stories on this live. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, let's see. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is the reason why I labeled it this, going through the hurt to get your healing. I think thank you, Adrena. I think a lot of times we're in the hurt. And when I'm talking about hurt, I'm talking about, whether it's narcissists or so I'm getting things coming in from Facebook. You're going through the hurt, you're going through the pain, whether it's dealing with a narcissist, dealing with a breakup, things like that. You maybe just lost a loved one. And I think what we don't realize when we're in that hurt, when we're in that pain, it's easy just to give up. And I think sometimes it's just human nature just to say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And we want to give up, with those things, not wanting to deal with the hurt. But I'm here to tell you today that going through the hurt, there's healing on the other side. So it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it's an easy thing. I'm not going to say when a narcissist has done something to you, something bad or anything like that, that it's going to be easy, because it's not. Nothing in life is easy. I don't care what anybody tells you. There's nothing that's easy to get through in life. So you have to realize that some of the things that you're going to deal with, and some of the things that you're going to come up on when you're in that hurt, when you're in that bad place. I know some of us have been there, that we've been in this bad place that we don't know what to do. We don't know which way to turn. You didn't pray to God. You didn't talk to a few friends. You didn't talk to a mom or dad, whatever the case may be, but you just don't know which way that you need to go. And that's a bad place to be in when you think about it, because you're just in that hurt. You're there. And with that hurt, when I'm saying hurt, we're talking about depression. We're talking about anxiety. We're talking about everything that comes with just being in that hurtful place, the hurtful state of mind that you're in. So you can't geez, these sorry about that. You can't continue to go through certain things, and when you're in that hurt, and then just figure, hey, I'll just get over it. That's not how it works. You can't just push it down. You can't suppress it. So hurt is a bad place to be in. Let's start there. It really is. It's a bad place to be in, and it sucks, because when you're in there and you're hurting, and let's say you don't have nobody to turn to, that's when it gets really, really bad, and you're sitting there like, I don't have nobody to go to. But I want to tell you, there's always someone you can turn to. That's God. You got to go to God in these situations like this. When you don't have a friend to turn to, you don't have a mom, a dad, cousin, whatever the case is, go to God in prayer. And I'm not just saying just a simple little prayer, a small little prayer where you just doing simple things. You're gonna have to go to God in prayer and be able to figure out, how do I get out of this hurt? How do I get out of the situation? Because hurt, we all done been there. We all done been there. We all done been through situations where we went through divorce, we done went through different things, and we're trying to figure out, how do we move forward past this? And it sucks. So trying to keep up with some of the comments that's coming up. So with doing that, you have to realize that there's always a better way. So I'll tell you a quick, part of my story. When I was in the hurt, some of y'all heard my story that I told before, but I'm not gonna go into detail with that. You can go back and check out that video. But when I was in that hurt, when I was in Houston airport coming back from Honduras, when I was sitting there crying and not realizing what's going on, thinking my life just fell apart. Everything that I knew and loved just fell apart. The woman that I thought I loved didn't love me. Obviously, y'all heard the story, So dealing with that and dealing with all that and trying to figure that out, I was in that hurtful place. I was in a place where I had a decision to make. I can either give up, I can go through the hurt to get my healing, or I can just end it all. Now, I'm not one to end it all. When I say end it all, I mean, and going all the way, like suicidal. And I'm gonna touch on that because it's a real thing. It happens. People can't deal with the hurt, so they go, they go into suicide. They think that's the easiest way out. That's not the easiest way out. So I wasn't going to give up then. I knew I had to fight. And I'm not saying fight for my marriage at the time. No, I wasn't fighting for that. I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my sanity. I was fighting for things that would help me out in the long run. And it's just it's sad. It's sad to be in that place and you're trying to figure out how did you get there? And you're trying to figure out, like, this person that loves me hurt me. And we all know that hurt and love are both four-letter words, but it's not two words that mean the same. Love is totally different from hurt. They don't mean nothing to the same. So you have to realize that when you're doing these things and you in these places that you have no way out. I had to, when I was in that airport and when I finally got home to Louisiana, I had to go to God in prayer. And it wasn't just a regular prayer. It wasn't one of them prayers where, like you're saying, a blessing over food. It's one of them deep prayers when you cry out and you're crying and you're talking to God to say, hey, I'm in this place. I need help. I need to get out of here. I can't do it on my own. So you have to figure out a way to get out of it. And it's not easy because you have nobody. I didn't have a manual to go to at that time to say, hey, I need to do this, or I need to do this. Yes, you have the Bible. Yes, you can read the Bible. I'm not going to say you can't read the Bible. But past that, I didn't have anything to read or anybody to really talk to because, man, we had that pride thinking you don't really want to share your experiences with people. Because most men are not going to tell if a woman is abusing them or a woman is cheating on them. They don't want to tell that. I think women are quicker to tell, but I know most men that I know, they're not quick to say something like that. You have to really be close to this man for that man to share that. So I went for a good, almost a year, just holding that on the inside, like everything that happened in Honduras and everything I found out about, the wife cheating and things like that. So I had to hold that pain in. But holding that pain in, it taught me something. It taught me a lot about myself. I knew I didn't want to kill myself. I knew I didn't want to be married anymore, but I knew I had to go through the hurt to get the healing. So going through the hurt and being in that pain, it's like being in a rut. It's like being fired from every, job that you done had and every job that you apply for, I should say, you just getting turned down. I got a story about that. I might share it too. Every job you apply for, you just get turned down, job after job after job, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. So you're in a rut. You can't figure out which way to go. So it's the same thing when you're in that hurt. You're in that hurt. You got this person supposed to love you. Instead of men and women, obviously, you got this person that's supposed to love you, but they're not. So you looking at these situations like, man, how did I get here? And that's what I had to go back and figure out. I had to figure out, how did I get to this place? What did I do wrong? And that's what we usually do. As people, we like, okay, what did I do wrong? Instead of questioning what the other person did wrong. You feel me? So I'm sitting there questioning myself, like, what did I do wrong? I try to do everything as, as a husband at the time, trying to, take care of the kids, please the woman, trying to do everything. But I'm sitting there beating myself up. And that's not what we're supposed to do. You're not supposed to beat yourself up in these situations. It doesn't help you. All it did for me was just make me look at my situation even more. But I should have been looking at the other person that was involved in a relationship instead of me. So you look at it that way. When I started to look at the other person, that's when the healing started beginning, because I had to figure out that this person that I thought I was in love with, the one that got married to somebody else while we was married, didn't love me. It never was love. It was a facade. It was a fake, fake and phony. And then, she had the family members around. I call them, flying monkeys and enablers. Some of them knew the situation that was going on, but at that point, I had to think about myself. I couldn't think about the stepchildren at the time. I couldn't think about the ex at the time. I had to think about Solomon at the time, because Solomon didn't fix Solomon, Solomon wouldn't be here. So Solomon had to fix Solomon. I had to go through that hurt. I had to figure out, after I figured out that me figuring out what I did wrong wasn't helping me, but starting that other person trying to figure out, okay, was this really, the red flags that I noticed in the beginning, were they all, truthful? Should I act on them? So once I started looking at that and realizing that the red flags wasn't what I thought, it was like, oh, okay, those red flags, I should have picked up on them. I should have noticed something was going on with those red flags. I should have realized that, okay, everything ain't peaches and berry. Everything ain't hunky dory, however you want to say it. So going through that hurt, I realized a lot. I realized a lot about myself as a person. I realized a lot about myself as a man. I realized a lot about myself as a Black man. That some things you can't control, and I think so many times I think we want to control things and be able to fix things, and that's the problem. We want to sit there and fix things. You can't fix a narcissist. I'll tell you that you can't fix them. I tried, it doesn't work. You can't fix somebody that don't want to be fixed. They have to want the love more than you want it. So I tried for a few months trying to fix the situation, but you can't do it that way and figure out that person don't love you. And then when you're going through all that and sitting there in the hurt, that's when God reach out that hand and say, hey, come this way, my son. That's when things starting to open up. Because I'll tell you how it unfolded. I'll tell you the second part. I ain't never gotten to this part. How that worked was he came to a place where he's like, look, I got something for you. So he took me out of the situation. I got a job all the way in North Carolina. I was actually talking to Shannon about this the other day. I got a job all the way in North Carolina doing safety stuff. And during that time, I'm in North Carolina, away from my family, still trying to figure out everything that just happened with Honduras. I'm still like just screwed up with that situation. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. So when I'm in North Carolina, I'm still, going to God praying like, hey, I need help. So it worked out to where that job in North Carolina didn't work out. But I ended up going to work with my dad, my biological dad in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I ended up going to work with him, which I never worked with him before. Haven't really talked to him in a while, but ended up going to work with him, send him for a different, send him from a different point of view and tell you how God works. So he started that relationship with my dad where I'm talking to this man, send him every day working, Monday through Friday. He started bringing me lunch to work, we eating together. So he's building a relationship. So I'm still trying to figure out, God, what are you doing? What's still worried about the marriage? But God still telling me, don't worry about that marriage. That's over. Got something better for you. So I worked with him for a few months. And then I was going to another job. I was able to make more money. And then I was able to put things in place where I was able to, do the file for the divorce, have the money to pay for the attorney, and this, that, and other. And here I am now, a few years later, well, more than a few years later. And you're right, Alan B. I see what you said. Pain is part of the process. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. So going through all that, I knew that the hurt, it sucks. It sucks because anybody know me, I really don't cry. I really don't. But that hurt that you're in and that hurt that you're experiencing, it's something that you have to go through. And that healing, I'm telling you, when you get to the other side, it's like crossing the street. It's like crossing a busy intersection of a street. Now you're looking left and right, and there's cars passing the whole time. And you're like, man, I can't get past it. They doing boom, boom, 70 miles an hour, zoom, zoom. But it's a time where you can run out, get to the middle. You got to get to the middle to get to that median, is what I'm saying. And then all you got to do is get to the other side. The other side is what God is. The other side is where your healing's at. God is with you the whole way. He's not going to let you get hit by the car. When I'm talking about cars, the narcissists and people that's trying to hurt you, he's not going to let them hurt you. Remember, weapons will form against you. He ain't never say they'll go prosper, though. You know what I'm saying? So those weapons that's coming at you, whether it's friends, family, or whatever, or people you don't even know, they come out of different places. But you have to realize that you got to get to the other side of the highway. You got to get to the other side of your healing, because as long as you stay on that one side of the highway, that's you stand in the hurt, and you'll never see things on the other side. So it's a process, just like Alan B just said. It's a process. It's something that you have to grow through. You have to realize that it's more to life than being in that hurt. Because think about how many people that have been hurt in their life and they stayed there and they committed suicide, or they went into a deep depression. That's darkness. Depression, and to me, it's darkness. It's nothing glorious about being in depression. So once you go into a deep depression, that's not where you want to be at. So y'all got to look at that like, I can't stay here. This not what God intended life to be. It's not what he wanted for my life. So you have to keep moving. So my next thing, you always have to love yourself more than someone else hates you. I'll say that again. you always have to love yourself more than someone else hates you. What do I mean by that? I mean that people are going to hate me. They hate me all the time. I'm pretty sure they hate me for the way I dress, hate me for me being black. They hate me for the person I'm married to. It's just hate. It's a hateful world. There's nothing we can do about that. People are always going to hate you. When you're in that hurtful situation and you're going through these things and people are, are saying things about you, use that as fuel to the fire to get out of the situation. So you take that hurtful things that they're saying about you, you take the pain and the negative things that, let's get into the smear campaign. Let's roll into that since I'm going that way. When they start that smear campaign, because you didn't tell the narcissist you want a divorce, and they start the smear campaign. And I will say I didn't experience the smear campaign, and maybe that's because I wasn't on social media. When I divorced her, I divorced the whole family. So therefore, the smear campaign didn't affect me. You see what I'm saying? So I know some of y'all have been through the smear campaign, and I've heard the stories and I've read them, and it sucks. But that's still part, that's still part of you being in that hurt. And Shannon brought this to my attention the other day. You go and check the social medias. That's a bad idea. Lucky for me, I didn't have social media, so I ain't have nothing to go check. So you go and check their social media. It's not the smartest thing to do. Why would you check someone's social media that doesn't love you and they hate you? So again, you have to love yourself more than someone else hates you. You take that, use that fuel for the fire, and you keep moving. So it's a lot. It's a lot to unfold. When I thought about this topic, when I wrote down some points, I was sitting there thinking, like, how do I approach this? Because I knew it was a good time. It wasn't my topic that I just popped in my head. But I was like, God gave it to me. I was like, how do I approach this and tell people it's a better way? And you can't just sit and hurt, because you can't. So the thing is, I wrote down these points and was sitting there thinking about this actually yesterday. I was like, wow, it's a lot. It's a lot when you're in that hurtful situation. It's a lot to find out somebody's cheated on you. It's a lot to find out the person that you've been married to or been dating is a narcissist. It's a lot to find out you just got laid off from your job. It's a lot of stuff to deal with. And life throws you many challenges, but just know that God is there every time. He's there every time to help you through that. So knowing that, again, it's an easy way to deal with things. Knowing that I can go to God in prayer when I'm in a hurtful situation, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, because it's not. So it's gonna help you out, a lot. So just know that a lot of things that y'all dealing with, that we've dealt with in the past, dealing with narcissists, you don't have to stay in that hurtful place. You don't. It's a better way. So moving right along. Sometimes no one can help you through the hurt except God. So, like I mentioned earlier, those friends, those family, they don't come around sometimes. The friends and family that you think you're closer to, they don't come around when you're in that situation. So when you're in that situation, who else can you go to? Go to God, please. I'm telling y'all, it works. He works. I mean, you got to go to him. You got to go to him in prayer. You got to talk to him. Like I told you, I just have a talk with him. Just have an actual relationship with this man. Just talk to him and be like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm in this hurtful place. I'm depressed. I'm feeling this way. So how do I move past that? Uniquely May said we all feel the same pain after narcissistic abuse, just different circumstances. And I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It's all pain. It's all that hurtful situation. And yes, the circumstances may be different. The stories may be a little bit different, but it's still that pain. And it's still the elephant in the room is the narcissist. It's still that narcissist that you're dealing with. So you have to remember that. So knowing those things and knowing that I'm in this situation, but I'm not alone. Because this community that we have, it's bigger than what I ever thought or what I ever seen, So it's not just me, it's not just Shannon, it's just not Coach Natisha or Uniquely Made or Tonya or Joy, whoever talking about. It's not just a few of us, it's many of us. Now, will it take more of us to come forward? Yes, it does. It takes a lot of us to come forward and tell our stories, because people relate to those stories. And the sooner I realized that me sharing my story, it's not just help for me. That's still me dealing with that hurt. Yeah, I didn't came a long way, but I still got some hurt. You still think about some things like, wow, but it still helps me too. But it helps the other people that hear the story and able to look at it in a different situation. I can have a conversation with somebody and be like, wow, I didn't know my story touch somebody that way, and then getting the feedback from them, I can learn something from that. So that hurt, again, go to God with some of these things. You have to, because you can't just sit there and just be like, hey, it's just me, I'm alone, and this is what I'm gonna do. It's exactly what Narc Free Living just said. It's important to find your tribe. It is. You have to find your tribe, because Shannon said this on a video before. The family that you have and the friends that you think you have might not be there next year. They might not be there next month. Trust me, I know. Once I started talking about Jesus last year and talking about narcissists, my circle got really, really small. It's weird. Circle got small. But I'm still here. You see, it's a year later. Well, not a year later, but coming up on a year later in the next few months. I'm still here. I'm not stopping. I'm still going to talk about the same situation. I'm still going to talk about God. I'm still going to talk about narcissists, because it's so much to be unfolded. And like I said, I'm continuing to learn things about narcissists. So I can't just step away from this and just be like, you know what, that's the end of it, because it's not the end of it. It's never the end. Like Uniquely Made say, millions are still suffering. I agree with that. I believe there's a lot of people that's still suffering through the hurt and the pain and the anguish of dealing with a narcissist. There's a lot of people that's going through this and trying to figure out, you know, what's their next move. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to figure out. What's our exit plan? What's our exit strategy? You know, I'm hurting, so what I'm supposed to do with that? So you have to try to figure that stuff out. Like Alan B said, the pain forces us to grab healing. Jacob wrestle with God. That's good. Amen. That's good. Yes. I mean, like I said, you forced to make a decision either way. You can stay in the hurt. You can find your hurt. You know, you can do the hurt and go through the hurt to get your healing, or you can end it all. Don't end it all. It's a better way. You're not the only one dealing with this. You have people you can talk to. You can come to me. You can come to Narc Free Living. You can come to Adrena Monet. They all have channels. Joy has Just Say No to Narcs. I'll post all that stuff at the end of this live video. It's a lot of people that have channels that's talking about this stuff. Now, talking about channels, I will say this: you have to watch. You know, you have to watch what you're listening to. You know, but I think you can learn something from everybody. You know, some of these channels. Some channels good for you. Some of them not. I'm learning that. Some of them I can listen to, and I know they're not for me, so I just get off the page or whatever. And some of them I can listen to. I can get a little bit out of it. But if it's gonna help you with your hurt, why not listen to it and figure out, you know, a way to get out of that? So moving right along with the other points, I want to make sure I touch on these. The next one, your healing is so much greater than the pain you're in. I'll say that again. Your healing is so much greater than the pain you are in. Meaning, hurt only lasts for a little while. It's like the darkness. The moon comes up, it's dark for a little while, and guess what? The sun comes back up. So it's the same with the hurt. Your healing is much greater than the hurt. It really is. You can get to a place where you can move on and move past a lot of situations if you just realize it's a better way. So your healing is so much greater than the pain you're in. So knowing that, and knowing that it's so much better, it's like being hand in hand with the devil or being hand in hand with God. I know the devil gonna do a lot of evil stuff, gonna have me in some bad situations, have me probably in jail or something crazy, trying to kill myself, or whatever the case is. But I know with God, I can move past that and then move on. You know, God got something better from. God is not about hate. It's not a hateful bone. God don't have hate in his. It's not in his DNA. It's not part of him. But we have people that have hate in them. We have people that would them 4 words, hurt and hate. They got people that do both. They hurt you and they hate you. So stay away from those people. That's the narcissist. We're going back to that. That's the narcissist that's doing those things like that. So you have to realize that. So moving right along, my next point, something that I thought about when I was writing this up too. Narcissists want you to suffer in your pain. Now, why do they want you to suffer in your pain? Because they did everything they can to destroy you. They tried to hurt you. They tried to kill you. They didn't try to choke you. They didn't do a lot of things. They didn't do a lot of things to us. They want you to stay in the pain, because if you stay in that pain, they win. If you never rise up from the pain, once they knock you down, you'll never rise up from the hurt once they knock you down. They won. So you got to realize that. Are you really going to let the enemy win? No, I don't think so. I think if you ask many people on this channel that's commenting in and chiming in, you're not going to stay and let the enemy win. We all know who the enemy is. Yes, it's narcissists, but it's demons involved with that. You gotta look at it from a few different aspects. So you can't just sit there in that pain, in that hurt, and figure out and you know try to do these things by yourself. That's not how that works. So knowing that you're in that situation and knowing that narcissists want you to stay there, why would you give them the benefit of the doubt? Why would you let them win? Why would you stay in that suffering and that pain, you know, in that hurtful situation? Don't let them win. Never let the narcissist win. You can't let them win. And I know it's easier said than done. I know that. I know you can say it. I can say it and write it down, but you have to make a move on it. You have to be willing to move past that. Don't just listen to me. Don't take my word for it. You can listen to many others that say the same things. You have to be willing to go past that. Because every time I've been hurt by anybody, whether it's narcissist or anybody, it's always it's a process. Just like Alan said, it's a process that I have to go through. So I had to come to terms with what just happened. I just got hurt or whatever, you know, I got cheated on, whatever the case is. I had to come to terms with it first. Then I have to move past that. I can't stay in that first part of it. I have to move past that and move on to the next part. I can't stay in that because the hurtful process is a process in itself. You have to go through the hurt to get your healing. That's why I named it that. So once you get through the healing, to the healing, everything gets a lot easier and it gets better. And don't let anyone tell you when your hurt should be over. See, that's a thing that people try to do. Usually narcissists I see try to do that, or people that don't understand, they try to tell you when you should be done with your hurt. There's no timetable on that. It could be a year, it could be 2, 3, 4 years. You could be with, you know, I'm not saying you're gonna stay in that hurting process, but for you to get over that hurt, it's a big difference. So nobody can tell you that. You can't sit there and let people tell you, you know, hey, you know, oh, it's been 8 months since you divorced her. It's been 8 months since you stopped talking to your family. You should be over that. Nah, we all know that that's not true. There's no timetable on that. So don't let anybody tell you that. Like Danny said, I don't care what the narcissists do. I got Jesus. Here's the answer to every problem. I definitely agree with that, Danny. We right here, brother, because I can't think about what somebody else is doing, especially a narcissist. Why? Why do I care what they're doing? I can't sit there and waste time. You know, I don't want to be a time waster like Shannon and came up with that term. I don't want to be a time waster with these people. So no, that's not the way. Let me read some more before I get back into narcissists always lose because the final disregard comes from us, you and I. I like that uniquely made. Yeah. Narcissists gonna lose in the end. As much as they think they hurt us, and they have done different things to hurt us, but as much as they have done that, it's at the end of it, God got the final, like I always say, it's no whipping like a godly whipping. So remember that. When you're in a situation and you praying to God, and you're like, God, why? Why are you just letting them get away with it? Why they still able to hurt other people? I'm saying, remember, you might think they're getting away with it, but God knows all and sees all. He's not letting them get away with it just because he don't do it right when we want it. Because I think we want it, like I mentioned on a video, we want that microwave punishment. I don't want the microwave punishment. The microwave punishment might be a slap on the wrist. That ain't what you want. You want the one that God didn't thought about. He already know what's going to happen, whatever it is that's going to, you know, to affect us. Now, I'm not saying he's going to hurt them. No, that's not what I'm saying. But there's a way that God can whoop this person, and it's going to be different from what we want from them. Totally different. We might not even be thinking some of the things that happen to them. So just realize that. Be patient. Be patient when you're going through this hurt, this healing. You have to be patient. So you can't sit there and tell God when he should, you know, whoop this person. That's not how that works. Let me read some more of these comments in here. Let's see what Adrena said the same. God gives it that whoop, yeah, uniquely made. Yes, exactly. And Shannon can attest to this. In a situation, and you know, we had to talk about, you know, letting the person go through the whoop. And when it finally happened, nobody never seen that coming. When it happened to the narcissist, we didn't see that coming. We didn't even think about that. But God did it in his time. It took a while, but he did it the way it was supposed to happen. So that's the thing about it. Let me go back and read some more of this stuff. I know I'm missing some of it. Let's see. Okay, Adrena says, and the same kind of fake friend got blocked not long ago at the Discord, reached out to me I think it was last week, and I reblocked her via a whole nother. Yeah, they consistent. Narcissists are consistent, and the friends and the enablers and the fake friends and all that, they consistent. So they're gonna keep trying to come at you. That's part of their game plan. They go keep trying to come at you, especially when you're in that hurt, because it's like trying to kick a person when they're down. They already hurt, so I'm gonna throw more dirt on them. I'm gonna kick them even more. Think about how many situations you've been in where you're hurting and you just got all this narcissistic relationship, and the person is constantly they're trying to connect with you to get a like Shannon used to say, we used to try to test the temperature. So they're trying to check the temperature on you. Or they trying to start a smear campaign, or they just trying to get more hurt in you. They know the longer you stay hurt, they still got something over you. It's like they holding something against you. So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, it is what it is. You can't stay there. Hey, how you doing? Be Set Free. Welcome to the channel. So you can't say that. And yeah, Be Set Free say I'm listening while I'm driving. Thank you for that. Thank you. Be safe out down the road while you're out there. I'm a former safety person, so I'm real careful about people driving and talking on the phone. But yeah, so going through that hurt and things like that, you have to realize that everybody, that's something else I think we get misconstrued, or we not on the same page about. Everybody is not for you. So sometimes we go into these situations like, we think everybody's supposed to love us. Everybody don't love you. We think everybody's supposed to treat us kindly. Everybody don't do that either. We witness this on TV and stuff all the time. Everybody don't do things the same way. If we did, we all would be living differently, but we don't. So you can't sit there and think about these things and try to figure out why certain things are happening the way they are. It's life. It's life, and you got to realize that narcissists don't care about our well-being at all. At all. Just remember that. Narcissists don't care about you. So just remember that. Let me see what else they got. See, North Free Living say, yep, don't hoover me trying to check the temperature. It still causes isophobia. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. It's no need to try to check the temperature. You're right. So that's a whole different thing. And you got to be ice cold towards people. What she's saying. Once you go no contact or go gray rock, and you're in that, you're in that hurt, and you're trying to get to the healing, you have to stay in that. I think some people, it seems like they're being nice. No, that's a trick. It's a scam. It's a trick or a scam. It's both. They're not trying to be nice to be nice to you. They're trying to be nice so you can talk to them again, so they can put you right back in that hurt. So if you're that close to your healing, you that close, you right there. Don't let that narcissist will you back in. And that's going back to checking their social media, or you get a weird text from a phone number. Hey, how you doing? And you know it's them. Don't respond. Go ahead, block. Like Adrena just said, go ahead and block them. You don't have to talk to these people. Block every phone they call you from, text message that you don't recognize, and it sounds like a narcissist talking to you, the one that you just left or whatever you just dealt with. Block them too. You don't have to deal with that. So they want you to stay in that hurt. Let me get on to my next topic right here. Narcissists know that once you're in the hurt, it's hard to get out. So it's like once they got you there, it's gonna be very, very hard for most of us to get out. It really is. It's not, like I said, it's nothing easy about that. It's gonna be very, very hard for us to get out. So they know that. So why wouldn't I keep reaching out to you to see, hey, what's on her mind? Let me talk to him and see where he's at. Like we said a while ago, let me check the temperature. Let me keep talking to this person because I want to keep them down. So they're trying to keep you down. So why would you let them do that? Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Let me see, nigga made, once you fall to your knees, broken, damaged, and done, then God knows you're serious. Exactly. Once you go down, and for me, it's the crying out part, like a real crying out, and you just go to God and say, hey, you throw your hands up. I can't do this by myself. There's no way I can do this. I feel like I'm alone. I know I'm not, because I know you with me, but I can't do this by myself. Once you go to God with that, I mean, come on, man. God knows, like Nikki may say, God know at that point, oh, my daughter's serious. Oh, my brother is serious. They really want the healing, because all of the time, what we doing? We playing. We playing a game. We playing a game with the narcissists. We going back and forth, because many of us, what we'll do, we'll get out of a relationship, and then we'll go back in. Then we pray to God to get you out of the relationship, and then we go back in. So you playing with God. God like, you ain't ready yet. You know you're not ready yet. But like she said, once you drop down to your knees and you just at the last, you can't do anything past that. That's when God know, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. So you got to realize that. So it's a bunch of things that get us to that place of hurt. And when a narcissist is a part of that, it's never easy. And I just want you to know it's a better way once you go through that hurt and get to the healing. Because the healing is where everything is at. The healing is where you can see things differently. The healing is where you'll get business ideas. You'll start thinking these thoughts you never thought before. Good thoughts, great thoughts. So the healing is a lot of stuff that's way different. The hurt, you gotta think of it as just negativity. The healing is positivity. So that hurt that you're in is just it's a bad situation. But once you get to that healing, like I told y'all, those times that I hurt, I never had no business idea. I had no business idea. I had a couple of things that I said I want to do, so far as going through like a franchise on the thing, but I never had my own business vision. I never could get that, And then the ideas they brought to me, I didn't want to be a part of it, but it was a reason. It was a reason for that, and God fixed that to where, it's He gave me a vision, and He showed me what my purpose was and is. So the purpose is for me to talk to people, spread my knowledge, like things that I learned about narcissists, tell y'all my story. Cause I think my story, the more and more I talk to people, I think my story, like I'll tell you, I used to think my story it's just a story. It's nothing. It's really nothing. But I'm talking to a few people, like talking to Shannon, a few other people, it's like, okay, no, your story, it helps others. So knowing that my story helps, so it's more that I have to do. I have to spread that story more, because it's not like I can take that story and downplay it. That's what I was doing. I was downplaying my story, not wanting to come out in the open and tell my story, not wanting to say, hey, it's really not that big of a deal. But it is a big deal. When you done dealt with a narcissist and you done went through the things that I went through, going to Honduras and doing the things that I told you about, you can go watch that video. When you do all that stuff and realizing that I could have been in a Honduras jail, or I could have been dead or something like that because I'm going fight behind a narcissist, I realized that the story is somebody else that's going through something similar or something worse, and maybe my story might just help them or tell them to change their mind. And that, at the end of the day, that's what we have to do. Danny said there's such thing as forgive and keep moving. Yeah, he's right. You can forgive, but you can keep moving. It's nothing in that says you have to stay in that, and I think a lot of people get that. I think what happens is when we talk about these situations, people think we didn't forgive the person. Well, look at it this way. I had to forgive that person, me, talking about me. I can't talk about nobody else. I had to forgive that person for me to be able to talk about this. Because if I was talking about it in anger, trust me, you would know by my appearance and the way I would be coming off. But I've forgiven them. I've forgiven the things that have happened. I had to be able to talk to y'all about this stuff. So yeah, you gotta, there's such thing as forgive and then keep moving. And what he's saying is, you keep moving, you gotta keep pressing on. So you're going from hurt and you're going to healing. You're going from one to the other. Let me see what victims want to go, but can't because of soul tie. But if God can break chains, He can break knots. I love it. I love it. I love it, uniquely made. She's right. Victims do want to go, and there's a lot of different reasons why we don't go. Some of them are financial reasons. Most of them, from what I'm saying, is financial reasons. So usually it's a situation where maybe you have the husband working, maybe the wife is a housewife, or it can be vice versa, because we know now they got some of the women working and the husband is a house dad, or whatever you want to call them. So sometimes financial. So you can't, I know money is the root of all evil, but at the same time, you can't get out of some of these situations where you can file for, like I told you, my part, God blessed me with a job where I was able to file for the attorney. I ain't talking about I had to pay $100 and get, no. It cost me a bit to be able to get out of the divorce. So I was able to afford that. So sometimes our financial reasons are the reason why we're staying there longer than what we have to. And it sucks. I know it does. It really does. So that's part of the reason. And the other reason, like you said, the soul tie with this person is another reason why we stay in it longer than what we have to, because you have to be willing to break those soul ties. And it's a lot of them that can be, you know, from when you was a kid that, you know, that can be on you. It could be everything from molestation to abuse to rape to, you know, being with this narcissist, having sex out of wedlock. It's a bunch. I can go on and on with this list of things that are soul ties that is hindering you from getting out of that. But like she said, if God can break chains, he can break knots. God can break anything. So you have to you have to be willing to move past that. Let me see what else. Let's see. I'm not gonna stroll too far back up, but let's see what we got. What I missed. Not Free Living said, uniquely made, that's so important to break the soul tie. It keeps so many tied to the abuser emotionally and spiritually. That is true. That's kind of what I just said. That's true. Because people don't teach about soul ties a lot. So that's something me and Shannon learned a lot about. She the one hit me onto a lot of it, reading different books. I'm like, wow, it's a lot in it, a lot of truth in that people don't know that. They're just looking at it from one point of it. Well, I'm in love with this person, or I just can't leave because it's financial. Sometimes not just financial. It's a little. You gotta dig deeper than that. I'm not gonna even say a little bit. I'm gonna stop saying little, because you gotta dig a lot deeper than that to get to the root cause of that. That's coming from my safety team. It's a root cause analysis to everything. So being with a narcissist is a root cause analysis. If you go and you put down, you know, from the time they abuse you to where it started at, and you go back and look at some of their family history, you probably can come up with a root cause analysis. Oh, this person they've been doing things to people. They've been beating women, or she's been getting over on guys and doing things that's narcissistic in nature. So yeah, you got to be realizing that. Danny said, I'm nobody's garbage dump. When you love yourself, you won't let people mistreat you. Exactly. You gotta love yourself, like I said, more than people hate you. You gotta be willing to love yourself more than people hate you. Let's see what Uniquely Made said. Your story is the craziest manipulative abuse I ever heard. Bless you for sharing. I can laugh about it now, Uniquely Made. I really can. But I will tell you this: every time I tell that story, it's like something comes out. It's like a release. It's like a pressure release valve on a like a valve, like on a pipe or something, on a truck. You know, when it's get the pressure, hit the release. So it's a release. So I don't release a lot of pressure. Every time I told, I didn't cried about it and thought about it. Then Shannon talked about this multiple times. I didn't went to therapy and talked about this. I mean, you have to have different ways. I didn't went to God in prayer. I don't know how many times, you know, talking about this. So yeah, the story in itself, it almost sounds unbelievable. Every time I think about it, I'm like, how is this even possible? But it's real. It's my story. It's a part of me. It's nothing I can change about that. So yeah, it's my story. So let me scroll back down. Let me see. So yeah, North Free Living said, lack of financial resources is a big reason, but Jehovah Jireh is a provider. God provides everything we need day by day. Amen. I agree. Sometimes you just gotta, like they said, you gotta let go and let God. I don't know who said, but I know I seen it scrolling in the comment. You gotta let go and let God. You gotta be willing to let some things go and let God take over your situation. Because all the things you're talking about, all the things you're dealing with, standing in narcissism. I mean, what's your end game? You stand there for what reason? You waiting for them to kill you? I mean, what are you waiting for? Because they're not going to change. They only going to get worse. We all witness that. With time, they only get worse. They're not like a fine wine. They don't get better. They get worse. It's like having beer. Beer sits in the can for y'all. Give y'all a little lesson for y'all that know I used to sell beer way back in the day. But anyway, beer can sit in a can. I think it's 110, 120 days. Past that, it starts fuming. And what happens is the beer ferment. I said fuming, my bad. It starts fermenting, and what happens is the beer starts to separate, and then the yeast and all the stuff they use, it starts to go nasty. The reason why I said that is you can sit there. The narcissist is going to be like the beer. They're going to get worse over time. They're going to start to separate. They're going to get more evil. And then when you crack open that beer, or when you go back to the narcissist, it's going to be nasty, and they still going to be evil or whatever. So it's the same thing. Wine, we know you can let it sit there for 30, 40, 50 years, open it up, it's supposed to taste better. Well, that's not a narcissist. A narcissist is not a fine glass of wine or a fine bottle of wine, is what I'm saying. I like to use analogies and things so you get a better understanding. So remember, when you think about a narcissist, think of them as a can of beer, and you let it sit there for 400 days. I want you to pop it open and let me know what happened, because I can tell you what happened. I done bust open a bunch of old beer, and I'm telling you, it's nasty. It's nasty. That's how that narcissist is. Evil, nasty, disgusting person. And I ain't talking about just their houses now. Ain't what I'm talking about. That's a whole nother story. I'm talking about them as a person, as a human being. They're nasty. So yes. So let me read. Let me get back to the story. Hey, somebody like my analogy. Thank you. I try to use different things so it help people remember. But yeah, again, if you think about a narcissist, think about that old can of beer and think about a bottle of wine. Do you want the bottle of wine or do you want the old can of beer? Remember, the narcissist is the old can of beer. Get away from them. Get away from them. Let me see. People underestimate their evilness and think they would never would do that to me. Yes, hi. Yes, they would. And underestimate the narcissist's evilness is detrimental to your health. Yes, they are. Because we've seen too many stories. It's not just detrimental to your health. They can kill you. They try to kill you. So they got to, when we in that situation, I told you, I've been in a situation where I'm just looking, I see what you said. No, but yeah, so you sitting there, you in a situation and looking at it and you just don't look the same. Like you look drawn out like I don't know, y'all watch these zombie shows. I like to watch The Walking Dead and stuff like that. You looking like a zombie, like your brain isn't there, your eyes are sucking in, for y'all, when y'all lips ain't puckering and stuff, y'all just don't look the same because you with this they just draining you dry. They energy vampires, like we said. So they hurting you the whole time. You're not when you're with a narcissist, it's no healing going on. None. It's no healing. You won't get your healing until you get away from that narcissist. The whole time you with that narcissist, and I hear the stories about them being married for 30, 40, 50 years. Look at them people. They just suck them dry. They suck them dry. And as soon as they leave, look how God works. As soon as they leave, you give them 2-3 months. It's like a beautiful flower just blossom again, or like the butterfly. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out of the caterpillar turns to the butterfly. That's what it's like. Like the whole time they're not like a caterpillar, just ugly looking, like try to knock it down. Nobody knock down butterflies. They love them. So the same with this person. When you with that narcissist, it's like, nah, man, I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be around this person. This person is evil to me. They do hurtful things to me. So you got to realize that. Let's see what you say. You don't drink. No, I don't drink beer. Yes, I used to work. That's the only reason why I know. For y'all that no, I don't drink beer. No, I don't. But I used to work at Budweiser, and what happened was, like I said, we used to go through the old beer. That's where I got that analogy from. So that's where they come from. That's where they come from. Them Jesus narcs are worse than the male narcs because of Victoria's Secret. Hey, that's true. Victoria's Secret play a big part on that, don't they? That was a good one. Let me get to my next point. Let me see. The next part of this, your healing will take continuous work. So it's like a marriage. It's gonna take constant work. So it's not like I can put a timetable on it and tell you, hey, after 2 months, your healing is gonna be done. It's not how it's continuous work. I'm still working on it. And other people probably attest to that. They still working on it because the healing that you're going through, it's a process. But like I said, it's gonna take continuous work. It's not gonna just stop after, you know what I'm saying? It's not like after 4 years you say, oh, I'm all the way here. Because still something there. You still gonna always, especially if you was married to this person, or they try to kill you, or they pull a gun out on you. Whatever the case is, you're still gonna have those thoughts. You might not have as many thoughts as when it first happened, but it's still gonna come up. It's almost like PTSD or something like that. When you have PTSD, dreams go away and they come back. It's the same thing with this hurt. You'll be done with the hurt, and all of a sudden you might be driving by somewhere and smell something and remind you of the narcissist. So you start thinking about that hurt. So the hurt is a constant work in progress. So don't never give up on your healing. I said the hurt. The healing is a constant work in process. My bad. So don't never give up on your healing. Just keep on working on it. Keep on talking to God about it. Keep on doing things that you need to do to make you happy. Because that healing is not all you need, but it's a huge part of what you need. Yes, like you may say triggers. That's what I'm talking about with the smell. It's different things that trigger different things. It is. It could be the smell of the cologne they used to wear, or the perfume they used to wear. You see somebody wearing the lipstick the woman used to wear. Maybe a purse that you bought. It's different trigger. Maybe a show you watch on TV just triggers something. So yes, triggers play a huge part and it'll have you going back to the hurtful place. But I don't want you to go too deep into the hurtful place. Remember, we didn't work too hard to get to our healing, so we got to stay the course and stay on the road to healing. Stay on the road with God. We don't want to go back to the hurtful, go back to the demons and to the devil. That's not where we want to go. So we want to stay on the course that's meant for us. Our purpose is greater than that hurt. It really is. Our purpose is greater. Once you figure out what your purpose is, and God has something bigger for you than what the devil, because the devil will have you doing evil things that it's not good for you. No way, shape, or form. Once you realize that God is with the healing, and you go in that direction, and you take God's hand, and you like, you know what? I can't do this on my own. I'm going this way. Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining, Aaron. And we talk a lot on LinkedIn and stuff. But once you go through all that, you realize that it's bigger than you. Because sometimes you got to realize you're in that hurt. You got to get to that healing, because not just to heal yourself, it's to heal others. So that's what it's about. It's about healing and talking to others and figuring out that, hey, you know what? It's bigger than me. You might have kids, a lot of y'all have kids in this situation. You got to think about them. So how long you gonna stay in this hurtful situation? How long you gonna stay stressed out? How long you gonna stay in that place, So let me get back in here. Yeah, yes, continually and voluntarily focus on ourselves. Exactly. Uniquely made say, I rebuke the triggers for real. Yes. That's the triggers are tricky when you're dealing with hurt, because we don't know what's going to trigger us and when. I've been driving before and smelled something from my rack, and it's a trigger, for me. And I'm like, whoa, it smelled just like a rack. I wasn't nowhere. I was in Louisiana, but it just so happened when I was riding by it, I smelled it, and it instantly brought me back to Iraq. And I thought about a situation when I was in Iraq, and I'm like, what is going on? Then I realized when I did it again, it was the smell of this area. So to avoid that trigger, I just stopped going that way, riding that way. But let's see what North Free Living just said. How long will you mourn? The Lord said to Samuel, how long will you mourn for Saul, since I have rejected him as king over Israel? How long? That's a question. How long will you mourn? I like that. Thank you for sharing that with us, North Free Living. So yeah, the whole process, getting back to the hurt, to find your healing. Hey, how you doing? To Lori in here too. The whole purpose of going through this, man, it's a process, and I just wish people would catch on to it quicker. I can't say I caught on to it quicker. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. It took me a while to catch on to some of these things, because when you don't know, you don't know. But knowledge is power. So you have to read. You have to read your Bible. You have to read other books. Like I didn't share with y'all before, like John Eckhart, the book Deliverance and Spiritual Warfare. Man, you have to read things like that. You have to Google things. You have to know what a narcissist is. You have to figure out different things and be like, hey, you know what? It's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that want you to stay in that hurt. It's a lot. There's a lot of evil things that's pushing you in that hurt. But on the flip side, it's a lot of good things that's trying to get you out of the hurt. It's people that's really there to help you. God is there to help you. So there's a lot of things and a lot of people that you can reach to. But I think when we're in that hurt, we don't want to reach out to nobody. And I'm coming from a man point of view on this one. You don't want to reach out to nobody. You're like, no, you go use that man ego. I'm going to figure this out on my own. Bro, at what time you go say, no, I can't figure this out on my own. I gotta get some help. I got to. It's no way for me to get out of this on my own. This narcissist has done too much for me to move on past that. Let me see. Uniquely Made said, how about dreaming about, I think she said, the ex-narc, they haunt you in your dreams. That's something that, I don't know if they haunt you, but I know, yeah, you can't have dreams about them and think about different situations that comes up. But I will tell you this, when you're having them dreams and you wake up, I would go instantly and say a prayer. I want to rebuke that, just like we were talking about rebuking the triggers. I want to rebuke them dreams about it. Some evil dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about no haunting and ghosts and all that. I gotta go ahead and rebuke that, because you know, if I'm having dreams about this person, especially with some evil person that I know I don't want to deal with or haven't dealt with for years, I'm having a dream. Maybe they're talking about me, trying to get to me. I don't know how all that works. I'm not gonna sit here and tell I'm an expert on that part of it, on the dream part. But I know one thing I can do. I can go immediately into prayer and tell God, go ahead and rebuke this up out of here, because I can't deal with that. It's no way that I can have these dreams about this narcissist and continue to have good night's sleep. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a quick prayer, wake up, say a prayer, and boom, let's go. Yeah, uniquely may say, yes, I do pray except, but it is so disturbing. I definitely agree. Let's see, North Free Living said, rebuke those thoughts, as she said, don't come into agreement with them. Exactly. So yeah, uniquely may, you're doing it right. Anybody else that's, with the dreams, that's all part of that I think we think they have like a stronghold on us sometime, and they do, but that's all part, like Shannon always talks about. That's all a part of breaking those chains. It's all about the soul ties. It's all about blocking. When I say blocking, I'm talking about on social medias, because you draw, to me, when you getting on social media and going back to that narcissist page, you're drawing yourself back into the things that you don't need to be in. So why would you do that to yourself? That's like me going somewhere where I didn't got shot before, in a bad neighborhood. I got shot, and I'm going back to the neighborhood every day. Well, I'm trying to get shot again. I mean, so no, you can't go back to those things. You have to stay away from those things, and you have to cast those things. So you have to rebuke those things. So you can't continue to do that. So that's not how that works. But God has a bigger plan for us. So we got to realize that. We're growing stronger. We start talking about narcissists and doing things like that. You have to continue to move forward. And I can't sit here and just talk to y'all without telling y'all a part of my story. That's why I had to share a little bit. Like I said, I got a video on the whole thing. I'm pretty sure me and Shannon probably come out and tell our story again, because we realize every time we tell our story, more people reach out and say, hey, I'm going through this, or I've been through that, things like that. But they in a hurtful place. You gotta realize the people that's reaching out, it's because they're in a hurtful place where we once was. So they're trying to get to the other side. So that's why it's you can say, well, you told the story 20 times. But yeah, I'm gonna tell it 21, because guess what? That 21st time, I might tell to somebody that need it. They might have not heard it the other time. Sometimes we just lazy and I want to go look at the YouTube stuff and see it. That's fine. I'll say it again, at some point, and somebody will be able to learn from it. So to me, that's what it's all about. It's about helping each other. It's about supporting each other. When I say support, I ain't talking about likes and all that stuff. I'm talking about actually supporting somebody that's going through a situation. If I can talk you through it, hey, that's what we're here for. You're here to talk, email, or whatever the case is. You have to go through it. Let's see what Unique May said. When God is breaking that soul tie, the devil is trying to defeat his power. Not going to happen. Exactly. That's good. Let's see what else we got. That's when spiritual deliverance is needed to break those ties and cast out the demonic strongholds. Exactly. See, Adrena said, yes, please keep sharing your story as often as you're led to. Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I kind of realized that story is a part of me, so I have to tell it. And then what's weird is every time I tell it, I remember another part of the story that I didn't tell the other time. So that's something else that you get out of each time you tell that story. Not talking about just me, but different people. When you tell that story to other people, you'll remember other things that you forgot about that happened. Because the last time I told it, I actually said something that I didn't say the other time when I did the call in on Just Say No to Narcs channel. I didn't realize that I had forgot about it. Certain things. So it's just different things, man. Like, man, it's so much stuff. It's so much stuff that happens when you're in that situation. You can't figure out. You can't remember everything, is what I'm saying. So when you're in a hurtful situation and you're in there, you're thinking about different things. But once you're coming out of it, you start healing. I'm under the belief that God allows you to forget some of those things for a reason. He don't want you to stay in that place. So he's trying to get you out of those situations. Let me go back up here in the chat. Let's see. What did I miss? Let's see. Sometimes it gets overwhelmed, but stay and stand in prayer. Yes, exactly. That goes out to everybody. It can be overwhelming. It's a lot of situations that are overwhelming, and this is no different. Dealing with narcissists, being married to them, dating them, working with them. Y'all notice what I talk about? Faith-based workplace. I talk about working with them. Working with them too. You got to pray for these people too. You got to pray for those situations, because like we said, it's not like you can just quit your job and just find another job. That's not how that works. especially now with everything going on. So you got to look at different ways to, get over these things. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Repentance and obedience are needed. We cannot command demons to go if we are not aware of how they got access and book that access. Block that access. My bad. Narcissists are demons. And I think many people don't believe that. That last part. Narcissists are demons. I don't think people, they look at that person. No, that's my supervisor, or that's my mom, or that's my dad. They're not a narcissist. Who you lying to? You lying to us, or you lying to yourself? I mean, if the person, okay, let's do this right quick. So if the person really loves you and they really care for you and they want what's best for you, are they gonna try to choke you? Are they gonna pull a gun out on you? Are they gonna molest you? Are they gonna do things to hurt you? No, I don't think so. I mean, I knew the answer before I asked the question. No, they not. So yes, narcissists are demons. That's some evil stuff going on. Now, can narcissists change? People always ask that question, can narcissists change? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody else to answer, because my answer is gonna be the same that it's been. Now, can God change anybody? Yes, he can. Now, I will say that God can change anybody. We know we can pray about people and they got to be willing to change, and God can change them. Okay, I get that. But how many people have you seen change that was a narcissist, and then they all hunky-dory and nice and buying you flowers, not just because they're trying to buy flowers because they just hurt you, but they buying flowers just because. I'll wait here 30 seconds to see if somebody actually acts that they seen a narcissist change and start being nice to them and did a whole change. Whole 180. So far, North Free Living said, let's see. So far, we got they can, but they won't. I agree with that. Unique LeMay says, Narc change. Nope, never. I'm with them. I mean, I'm with them. I don't know where y'all at, but I'm with them. I haven't seen one yet. I don't know all of them. Honestly, none of us know all of them, but the ones I've encountered, the ones I've seen, and the stories I've heard from y'all, highly, I doubt that the narcissist is going to come from being so evil and doing evil things to people, being vile and vicious and just nasty, and just do a flip, and all of a sudden they're the nicest thing since sliced bread. I don't think if they are doing, they probably fake. They faking the funk. So let's see what I drink. Everything the narcissist demon does, says, etc., is with absolute ulterior motive. Exactly. So if they are doing some things, and they're no narcissists, and they come in, they buy you flowers, it's probably for a good reason. It's a meaning behind that. It's a huge meaning behind. Or they buy you a brand new car, or whatever they do. It's a meaning behind that. So you can't get. And see, I think that's what they try to do. I made this before. I said something like this before. I think sometimes they'll get the little diamond rings on sale. At some of these jewelry stores and stuff. And as a woman, oh, he didn't bought me jewelry. Yeah, but he just punched you in your face 3 days ago. So I don't think the diamond earrings, I don't think that's efficient for you just getting punched in the face 3 days ago, or backhand, or whatever the case is. And same for the woman, like you got the woman to do something when she's a narcissist, she'll do something to the man, like cheat on him, and then come back and want to cook dinner for him. That don't go. Nah, you just cheated on me with somebody. So you think this home cooked meal with roast and potatoes and stuff is supposed to? One don't fit the other. So it's always on to your most. So they cooking for you, all of a sudden they ain't cooked for you in months. Might want to check that. Might want to check that food. It might be trying to kill you. You never know. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So yeah, like a dreamer said, don't accept no meals from the devil. Exactly. North Free Living said, let me see. I clicked on the wrong one. Let me see. You give them an inch, which the narcissist did, and they take 1.5 miles. Shit, I'll go for it. They take 4-5 miles. Once that door is open, it takes Jesus himself to close it. And that's see what she said? That's what we got to be willing to realize. It goes back to what I was talking about with the social media. So you open that door just a crack and go check their social media and respond to something. Now they didn't kick the door. It's like the ATM busting in your house. They didn't kick the door wide open and knock the door hinges off. But you gave him that opening. You gave him that slight little opening, and now they're talking. So, man, don't go check their social media and all that stuff when you're in this hurtful place and you're trying to get to your healing. What's in it for you? Think about what is in it for you to sit there and go check their social media or do this, that, and the other. So yeah, she right. They go take as much as they can because you giving them to. I think sometimes we are our own worst enemy because we helping the enemy out. What military person, for y'all that don't know, I'm ex-Army. So is Shan, she retired Army. Aaron, I know he's ex-military too. But whenever you seen a military soldier go to the enemy lines, I mean, I know it happens, but I'm just saying, how many times you seen them go over there to the enemy lines and give them stuff about killing everybody, which you included? It doesn't happen. So it's the same thing with the narcissist. So why would you go into the battlefield, which is the social media? You just broke up with this person. You say I'm going no contact, but you go on their social media page and you checking the stuff, but you're trying to heal from the hurt. You're hurting to heal. You got to reverse. You hurting to heal. You're not healing from the hurt. You tell everybody you're healing. Oh yeah, I'm doing better. But girl, let me tell you, he was on my, he did a post about me, and I went look. You went look. Why you went look? Come on, man. Don't go look. Please don't go look. Don't go look. That's a bad idea. Do not go look, please. Don't. That's not where you want to be. Nigga may say, I appreciate your service. God bless y'all. Thank you. Yeah, that's not where you want to be. Not for living. They play on our emotions and use them to bait us in. Exactly. So if I'm on social media, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to check with they draw me in. And then it starts with something small. Oh, it's just social media. And then, girl, he just want to meet me just to go. He said we're going to have breakfast. It's not dinner, so that don't make it, no kind of night thing or nothing. It's breakfast. Okay, so you just broke up with him. You're a narcissist. He tried to hurt you or kill you or whatever. And now you didn't check the social media. It didn't escalate till you go and meet him for breakfast. What you think next? Now you're moving in. Come on, man. It goes back to breaking that soul tie. So you all the way. Oh, I forgot about Adrena. My bad. Adrena, Nate. Okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah, so you go all the way there. So again, you have to go through the hurt to get your healing. You have to go through the hurt to get your healing. And that's in a lot of situations. But you can't sit there and just say, I got it. A lot of people like to say, I got it. I'm good. Don't want to talk to nobody. And then they just steady walloping in that hurt because I didn't did that, thinking I got it. Don't want to tell family about the situation. Just sitting there like, nah, hey, I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. But that's not the best thing to do. It's really not. It really sucks, to be honest with you. So I like this right here. Don't be playing peekaboo with a narc. Yeah. So going on their social media and doing all that stuff. Nah, or except I'm saying social media, but accepting a text message from them. Nah, you still allowing yourself to stay in that hurt. You allow them access to you. So we say no contact. No contact is no contact. That means I don't know how else I'm supposed to break down no contact. No contact is in the no contact. So don't talk to them. Don't text them. Don't check their social media. Don't go meet them at the gas station. If you say, hey, I'm at my mama's house, just want to see. No contact is no contact. I'm not going to visit you or your mom. I'm not going to visit none of y'all because you there. You probably part of the problem. The parents or whatever, they part of the problem too. So they're allowing you to stay in that hurt, and they don't stay nothing anyway because that's their kids. So you know how that goes. So that's for a whole nother story. But yeah, let's see. Adrena said, "Not really. Thanks, Shannon. Almost went Army. Should have, I suppose." you good, Adrena. Navy is fine with us. Navy is fine with us. North Living, so I have regular block parties. Yes. Hello, one love. Welcome. Yes, I have regular block parties. And I think it's when you're in that healing, it's a continuous, like I said, it's a continuous work. So that work, like continuing to block people, continuing to work on your healing, that's all continuous. It might be 4 or 5 years of people still trying to reach out to you on social media or your phone. Block game got to be strong. It got to be strong. You really do. Remember, you can't let the narcissist win this. You can't. You can't let them win this battle. You got to be ready for. We preparing for war right now, so you can't let them win. Let's see what's next. Ask God to help you out of your situation and to lay His healing hands on you. You can ask that in a prayer, in a quick conversation. You can go to God, say, God, the situation I'm in, I need you to lay your healing hands on me and get me out of the situation. Whatever the situation is, whatever hurt you in. And I think some people think it's not that easy. Remember, it's gonna happen in God's time. I just said that already, but you can do it. You really can do it. Say bye, Narky. Yeah. Bye, Narky. Bye. No contact. So remember, when you're in your hurt, it's a bad place to be in. We all done been there. We didn't talk about it. We're gonna continue talking about it. But you got to get to that side of healing. You got to cross the highway. Like I said, you got to get to the other side of the highway. You have to, because your healing is on the other side. Now, you gonna let the narcissist stop you? I'm not. I got to get to the other side. It's like if God's standing on the other side of the devil, I'm on the side of the devil. I don't want to be on the side of the devil. I'm trying to get to the other side to go be with God. So the narcissists, I compare them with the devil because they're doing demonic stuff, like they said. So you gotta be willing to move around. You got to. Uniquely May say the mama narcs are the queens who mold his food. I'm laughing, but yeah. I'm laughing, but hey, yeah. Where do you think they're coming from? Who's grooming these people? Who are taking up for these people every time they do something wrong? Who allowed them to come stay with them at the house and say, hey, you come stay with me, screw that girl. And it goes vice versa. It goes either way. But yeah, I'm gonna say it again. The mama narcs are the queens who mold this food. Hey, I'm with you. I'm really with you. Let's see what else we got in here. It say the mama is the head of the chef of the Narcissist fan club and Flying Monkeys. Remember, even at war, we have a well, I ain't gonna say at war. In the military, we have what they call the general of the army. So he's like the head person, 5-star general, this, that, and the other. So it got to be somebody that's recruiting these people, molding these people, and it's just how it is. In basketball, you have 5 players on the team, but there's always a star. So on the Lakers, it's LeBron James. That's the star of the team. You might have 2 stars, but you see where I'm going. Football, you go have, the quarterback is usually a star, maybe the running back, depending on what's going on, for different sports. So it just depends. But there's always gonna be somebody recruiting and trying to help people, get to that point. So yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Shan said, "Woo, uniquely made." Not that. It's big fact. Yeah, that is big facts. Exactly. One Love say you so right about it. Yeah, I mean it's so much stuff that and it's every time I make one of these videos, whether it's live or recorded, it's just so much information that's out there about narcissism. And then you get into the flying monkeys, you get into the enablers. Like this video, you get into the hurt, you talking about the healing. It's a whole huge process. We can sit there and have videos. I can do videos probably daily. I'm not gonna do that because it's too tiresome trying to do it. But I mean, you can do videos daily on just narcissists and everything that's related to them. The flying monkeys, the enablers, the moms, the dads, the cousins, the whoever taking up for these people and taking them in. You can sit there and do stuff on them every day. Let's see what else we got. Teachers of these creatures. Yeah. Let's see. I forgot what I prayed for when my feelings got hurt, but God reminded me and said, "You are right. I prayed for this." It's not that you don't remember, but hey, you prayed that you did the right thing. You went to God in prayer, and that's what we got to realize. You're going to God in prayer when this hurtful situation, can't get out of it, so we're going to God in prayer to figure out how do we get past this. So, like I said, it's so much stuff, and being in that hurt. For some of us, it don't turn out, as good as it's supposed to. And some of us think it's no way out because we're in this hurtful situation. Some of us think no one is going to help us, or no one can help us. It's a lot of thoughts in going in the process when we're in that hurtful stage. But I'm here to tell you, it's a healing stage. You need to get to the other H. You need to get to the healing. The hurtful is on the down end. The healing is on the top end. You need to get to the healing, and you can get to the healing. It's a process. You talk to who you need to talk to. You need to reach out to me. I got my Twitter and everything, Instagram, all the stuff streaming down below. You need to talk to me. Hey, that's fine. If you need to email me, I got all the stuff on my website, you know. So whatever you need to do to reach out and talk, I already you talk before you do something that you're gonna regret. When I say doing something that you're gonna regret, it's going, you know, end up going to jail for it or something like that. It's ways where you can get help. It's 1-800 numbers and stuff you can call if you're getting abused. You can always dial 911 and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, to get the police involved. You got restraining orders. You got a bunch of legal things that you can do, that you can reach out and figure out, you know, a better way than to just end it all. So you got to go through that hurt to get your healing. So Coach, I'm to say we're this platform bumping tonight. Hunty. Hey man, yeah, you gotta go through these things. So next week, actually, I'm gonna talk about that before I'm about to wrap this up soon. Next week, I have a special guest I'm gonna be on with a live. So I'll be dropping that probably Monday, the thumbnail for it. She's from Human Resources. I followed on LinkedIn. A lot of y'all, some of y'all know her in here, Tiffany Castano, and she's like a sister to me. The more I know about this woman, the more I love her. You know, she's like a sister. So she's going to be on here. So all these human resources questions that we have, that we want to know, what do we do at work with narcissists, and when they stalking us, and when they trying to do things at work, she's going to be here, and I was going to be here with her. We're going to, at the same time, you know, 7 o'clock p.m., we're going to be doing a live chat. So I got some questions for her. We're going to get into it. So if y'all got y'all questions, y'all have a whole week to get y'all questions together to ask Tiffany. She ready for them. We was talking earlier. She said she's ready to get in the chat. She love her job. She love human resources. So she want to get in and help people the best way she can, you know, when you're dealing with narcissists in the workplace. So I think that's going to be a great discussion. Now back to this one. Yeah, just continue praying for each other, and continue loving on one another, continue supporting one another, because we never know what another person is dealing with. That's what you got to realize. You never know what another person is dealing with, because some people, we see them just when they step outside their front door of their house, and they got their makeup. I'm talking about women, they got their makeup on, nails done, toes done, hair laid, and all the other good stuff, you know, all the things I want to say. Guys got fresh haircut, beard trim up. You think everything is good, but when they step through that door to return home, they're in a war zone. So you have to realize that. You have to realize that. So yeah, I just want to make sure that y'all aware and paying attention to some of the things that are going on. Let's get it probably legally made. Said I want to make sure y'all paying attention to some of the things, and know that just because you see a person outside their home or at work and they always got their stuff together, nice car and all that, that don't mean they got everything together. I'm gonna say that again. Just because you see a person at work or out in the streets, at the grocery store, wherever you see this person at, and you think, oh, they got all this stuff, you know, driving nice cars and all that, sometimes it's a front. Sometimes they step into their house back home and it's a war zone. So you got to realize that. So that's why I say you got to continue to pray for one another. I don't remember all y'all names sometimes. I really don't, but I will pray for people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was in the chat, things like that. I'll say a prayer. Matter of fact, before we get off of here, that I'm saying that, but I will try my best to pray for everybody, you know, mention by name, or if I know just y'all screen name or whatever it is, or to the people that was on the chat, to the people that's going to watch the video, you know, later. Hey, however, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm available. And like I said, Adrena is available. North Free Living, my wife Shannon, she's available. And different people are available to help you out in these situations. And it's nothing, prayer is free. I did a post about that today. Prayer is free. So all you want me to do is pray for you, that's fine. I can do that. We can do that, you know what I'm saying, anytime. We can pray. Man, Shannon love praying. So she love praying, I think, more than I do. So you can pray at any time. Let's see what Adrena said. Some people are able to wear a coping mask. Exactly. They able to wear that mask like they got it all together. Every time you see them, you don't see the bruises up under the makeup. They use that to cover that up. You don't see the punch to the stomach because they got clothes on. You don't see the mental things that are going on at home. You know, when they're in this hurt, they crying at home. As soon as they clock out for work, they know they got to go back home to this narcissist. They're at home crying. Or when they got to go to work with this narcissist, they in the car crying for it when they pull up in the parking lot. You don't see all those things. You just see this person that comes off as happy and got it all together. They might talk a good game, but some of these people are dealing with so much. I know, I've been there, dealing with things and putting on the front for people, and they think I got it all together because I'm always cracking jokes. That was just a way for me to cope with it. I'm cracking jokes just because I don't want to cry. You know what I'm saying? So it be like that sometimes. So you got to realize that everybody don't have it all together. I don't care how they look physically. I don't care what kind of car they drive. I don't care what kind of house they live in or whatever money they got. Everybody don't have it together. You have to realize that. And you have to know that you're not in it alone. So when you're in this, when it's hurt, just remember what I said. You don't remember nothing else. Remember that you're in this hurt. They got another side. They got healing on the other side of the hurt. But you got to go through it. You got to go through the process. You got to go through if they want to do the smear campaign, go ahead. You know, let them do it. You know, they want to start stories. It's all lies. Don't get involved with the lies that they're going to start. That's all part of the smear campaign. They're going to start lies online. Say, and before you can say they cheated on you, that's what they're going to say you cheated on them. Typical narcissist behavior. I mean, they go get you before you get them. Just like when I was going through the divorce, they said, well, the first one that filed has the most power. Well, and this, for me, is the first one that tell a story probably got the most power, but it's still gonna be a smear campaign come on the back end of that. So you got to realize that. You got to realize that. So just know, everything happens in your life can be a teachable moment. It can be a coachable moment, and it can be a moment that you can use it to benefit yourself. Just remember that. So the hurt, use that, man. Use the hurt. Where do you think faith-based workplace comes from? It's from a hurting thing that I had issues at work. And then you think about it a little bit further, have issues with married life, dealing with narcissists. That's where it comes from. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta use that hurt to build up a vision. You know, go to God and use it as a vision. Well, I know someone, this Adrena said, well, I know someone else who is in similar position. So glad you're no longer living that daily nightmare. Yes. Thank God whoever it is, not in that nightmare. Let me scroll up just a little bit because I know we're about to come to an end on this one. You need to make going through it behind closed doors no more. Excuse me. Exactly. It's no more, you know, I done been there. Get out of work. I used to ride around for an hour or two before I went home because I didn't want to go home. And I'm a grown man, but I didn't want to go home. You know, you going to eat and go and do things, and you like, man, I don't want to go. I'm a man. Didn't want to go home because you tired of hearing the argument. You're tired of hearing the accusations. And then you know what's weird about the accusations? The stuff that they're accusing you of, the stuff that they actually doing, they basically telling on themselves. So you sitting there hurting, don't want to go home because you going home to hear this person belittle you and talk about you for the rest of the night. Kind of find out that everything they're saying is basically it's them telling on themselves. Just remember that and think about that. Let's see what else we got in the chat right here. North for Living say, Adrena, my heart goes out to anyone in that situation. It's hard to watch even as a friend. It is, because sometimes I think as friends, we don't want to come out and say anything because you know what's going on, but you know they got in a situation where you go tell your friend and then they don't want to talk to you and they stay. At the end of the day, they end up staying with them anyway. So it's like you don't want to say anything. Then when you do say something, it takes a while because again, you can want it more than they do, but it won't change anything until they want it more than you do. I said it again. You can want it, talking about your friend or your cousin or whatever family member. You can want it more than they do, but it won't change until they want it more than you do. So just remember that. So yes, exactly. Use the hurt. Use the hurt to make something out of it. Use the hurt. Tell your story. The more I'm telling you, the more you tell your story, the better off you are. So you gotta tell your story to. Now I ain't saying go tell your story to everybody you meet, but you tell your story. You writing it down on a letter. You tell it to a friend or a family member. You have your own YouTube channel, whatever the case is. Tell your story. Just telling you it helps. It really does. Let's see what else. I hate hearing about female narcs wreak hell, destruction, etc. on their male victims. Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it this way. Female narcs, I know them better because I've dealt with them. I actually been married to one. So female narcs are evil. I'm not saying male narcs aren't evil because they evil too. They both do evil things. It's just the female narcs are more sneaky and they more covert. And I think the male narcs are more overt. Now, y'all can disagree with me. I'm just saying from what I've seen and what I know. The female narcs, like I said, in my situation, she was so doggone sneaky. She was married to somebody else, and guess what? I didn't know. How you pull that one off? I don't know. Still don't know how you pull that off. She did. I mean, she pulled it off. So yeah. Let me see what we got right here. Aaron said I had a wife who was so busy trying to purge my demons, she didn't realize she had her own. Wow. So that goes back to when you stay in a glass house and you're throwing stones. Well, you can't worry about what I have going on, and you have stuff going on at your neck of the woods, like we used to say a long time ago. You're worried about me. Worry about yourself. Worry about your own grass. You know. Adrena said, "Come on, Solomon. Thank you, Adrena." Indeed, it hurts. Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. I'm trying to catch back up right now. These chats coming in fast, coming like rapid fire, like I'm on the range and in the military. No one outknew wine on wine skin more 22. When God called us to grow and blossom, the old wine skin color is no longer comfortable. I like that. Let's see. I think Adrena's narcissist may have to look into the projection. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of things they just project. They just saying things to you. It's just they just telling on themselves. So, Narc for Living said to Aaron, "We all have to examine ourselves. Something a narcissist cannot and will not do. What they going to examine themselves for? She right. They don't want to examine themselves. They evil. What they want to examine evil things. So they don't want to do that. So yeah." Yeah, a couple people chatting on Facebook. Couldn't say what up, fam. Over there on Facebook, got a couple people tuned in. I'm streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. That's my first time doing that. So don't let nobody love you more than you love yourself. Exactly. That's kind of what I said earlier. Don't let nobody love you more than you love yourself. Yeah, because if you don't love yourself, why somebody else gonna love you? You know, it's like you're not being clean or something like that. Not cleaning your house, I should say. Same thing. I mean, what at the end of the day, what are you doing? You gotta do something that's gonna help yourself. We don't see the women narcissists coming. Exactly, because they come from they do things, it's different. It's different. The men, you can figure them out. To me, you can figure them out quicker. But the women, the way they do it and the way they do things, it's almost like the saying, I hate to say it, but it's almost like the saying when they said a woman can get away with cheating more than, quicker or easier than a man can because they hide stuff so much. It's the same with the female narcissist. You take that into account and take the evilness and the Jezebel spirit and everything that they have involved with them. Yes, they are going to they are going to be harder to recognize. Because mine, the one I was married to, it was so hard to recognize that. Man, let me tell you, I didn't recognize that, didn't see it coming at all. Because it was just, when you pour your heart and stuff into something, and you think you love this person, the person loves you, you never see that lie coming. Not getting married to somebody else. You don't see that coming. Let me scroll back down. They act motherly and unsuspecting and then come in for the kill. Yes, they use all that to draw you in. So they coming in, they trying to like that motherly figure, like they gonna cook for you, wash your clothes, love on you a little bit, So it's like they're playing two roles. They're trying to play your mama, which is weird, and then they're trying to play your wife or your girlfriend, depending on what's going on. But then, like she said, they come in for the kill. So yeah. I'm catching up. I'm still behind a little bit. There's some good chat going on. Man, I'm telling you, if everybody was to stand up all at once and tell their narcissist story, whew, man, it'd be so many people realize, because how they say you can't tell somebody they're a narcissist, or you can't diagnose a narcissist. Man, get out of here. That's not true. Let me see. What else we got? By the time she made that statement, I believe I discovered via divine download and Google research that she was a narc. So I heard that accusations like less. Okay. Okay. Get into what Adrena said. Then a week later, after my initial Google discovery of all things narcissism. And see, that's what it take us doing, basically doing research. It's like a work in progress. Now you going through that hurt. I think when you're in that hurt, that's when you start researching and Googling stuff and trying to figure out, man, who this person is. You start reading some books. Oh, remember I told you I thought a narcissist was just somebody that looked in the mirror all the time. Boy, was I wrong. Way off. Way off. Let's see what else we got in here. Women narcissists are like snipers. Ain't they though? Deadly and silent. Deadly but silent. Because anybody that been in the military or know anything, seen a sniper movie, they keep from a mile off. They're really, really good. Female narcissists the same way. That's why you see a lot of them trying to poison their husbands, and you trying to figure out once you do your research. That's like me and Shannon told y'all the story. It's good to do background checks, because do a background check, maybe you figure out her other two husbands died, and the causes, they're not natural or unproven or whatever the case is. It might not be the person you might not want to get married to. Is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling y'all. Yes. Oh, I skipped one. Where it went? Uniquely May said, I can't tell my story before there's too many chapters. Hey, all I can tell you is you have to be willing to share just a little bit at a time. Hey, you ever heard of a book, a series of books? Hey, tell your story. If it's 400 chapters, we just break it down in books. Hey, 1 book, 2 book, 3 book, 4. I mean, how many books it take? But yeah, it's a way to tell it and break it down. It's different stages. You got the hurt stage, you got the depression stage, you got anxiety, you got the healing stage, you got the loving yourself again stage, you got the not loving yourself stage. It's a lot of stages, and yeah, you can tell it in a book, but it's probably gonna take a while, like you're saying. I like this right here. I can't diagnose, but we can discern. Exactly. I love that. You sure can. You sure can. You sure can. Yeah, not for you hear that, how uniquely made. We need to hear your story. Everybody got a story to tell, and then somebody can relate to your story. That's what I'm saying. That's what I realized. Everybody has a story to tell, and then somebody can relate to your story. So you gotta think about, you tell your story or even part of your story, and you're able to help one person. Man, ain't that awesome? You're able to help. Think about it. You're able to help somebody or stop somebody from going through everything that you just went through. That's awesome. And you telling a story. You ain't giving them no money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to send them no money to do that. You have to buy them out. You telling a part of your story, something that happened to you, dealing with a narcissist, and it's gonna help somebody. Man, that's woo. Your story will heal souls. Exactly. Let's see what else we got in here. Okay, Nikki May say, I caught him in bed with another woman, and he put me in the hospital by almost breaking my rib. Oh my God. See, like I say, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. It's almost like the NFL player I was reading about yesterday got fired off the Seattle Seahawks. He told his girlfriend to bow down to him. She didn't listen, so he choked out. I think he punched her in the face. They fired him from the Seattle. I can't remember his name, but they fired him from the Seattle Seahawks. I think today or yesterday he got fired. And he's like, he's a lineman, so I had to guess he's probably about 6'4", 6'6", probably 240. There, probably 240, almost 300 pounds. And I think she was like 5 foot something. So he choked this woman out because she didn't want to bow down to him. So is he a narcissist? Chances are probably so. I mean, being abusive like that and telling somebody to bow down to you, I can see, I don't know the guy, I don't know much about him, but yeah, I can see him being yeah. Yeah, Coach Matisse said, woo, my mind uniquely made. Yeah. Aaron said, indeed, I learned that everyone has a story. And that's what we got to realize. Everybody has a story. We all done been through some hurtful situation. And like I said, if you tell that hurtful situation to someone, you're able to help somebody that's going through that right now. So that story can help a lot of people. So that's the thing about it. So you got to realize that. A dream said, I'm convinced the NFL players are sociopaths at the very least. Yeah. After reading the story, I mean, he told the woman to bow down to her and choke her out and beat her because she didn't want to do it. I mean, come on now. I don't believe in putting my hands on no woman. That's just not in me. I wasn't raised that way. I ain't even say about being raised that way. It's just not in me to do something like that. It makes no sense to me to put my hands on a woman. So nah. And for him to do that, to my bow down to me, I'm like, man, come on now. That girl stored some pain. You talking about the girlfriend, right? The dream, I think she's talking about the girlfriend from the NFL player. I'm talking about, y'all got time, y'all look up that story and y'all see what we talking about. Like I said, he was fired from the Seattle Seahawks. If you Google it, you'll see it. And he choked the girl out. I think he beat her up because she didn't want to bow down to him. Now, who are you? You know, yeah. Okay. So Nick LeMay said he couldn't break me though because I wear the armor of God. Now, see, that's what we have to remember. That's what we have to remember. That's good, uniquely made, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to kill, steal, and destroy. And part of that breaking down is trying to destroy you. They're trying to destroy who you are as a person, destroy your character. They come with the smear campaign. Everything they try to do, whether they're hitting you, cheating on you, whatever, they're doing all that to hurt you. And think about it. If they cheating on you like that, they don't love you, you know. Love not in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful and happy that you're not in the situation you uniquely made. And for everybody else that's in the chat or go watch this later, I'm happy you're not in that situation, because there's so much that happens. And there's so many stories that we don't even hear about. You know, you think about the story I'm talking about with the Seattle Seahawks guy, that's because he's famous. Or he played for a football team. Or you hear about these NBA players, whatever, that's because they're famous. Think about all the stories that we don't hear about, where people are getting beat or killed in their homes, and we'll never hear about it. That's why they keep saying narcissists is only 1% of the population. That's a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie. So that's because the stories don't get out. But it's more than just 1% of the population. I can tell you that, because like we said, it's more than one person in this room, in this chat room, that then dealt with narcissists. I mean, I've dealt with narcissists. I'm pretty sure everybody in here done dealt with narcissists, whether it's at home or at work. So yeah, you know, like, come on now. Let me see. Narcissists are being exposed left and right in this season. If you are a covert narc, an undercover narc, a narc sympathizer, or an impact poser, time is almost up. Yes. And that's why I say we got to keep telling our stories. We got to continue sharing our stories and keep them coming, whatever the stories may be. And as much as it hurts sometimes to even talk about it, talking about it, I'm telling you, it's a release of some of the things that you're dealing with. It's part of the healing process. So remember, you have to go through the hurt to get to your healing. So I'm under the impression that telling that story, or part of that story, is a great way for you to get on to your healing process. So you have to be willing to do that, because nobody is going to want your healing more than you do. They can't. I can talk about healing, you know, you going through healing all I want to, I'm blue in the face. That's not going to change anything until you actually say, hey, I want to go through this healing, and I need help. You know, I need help. And when you, like I said earlier, when you break down and cry to God in prayer and say, I need healing, and that healing could be anything, you know, whatever you're going through, whether it's narcissist abuse, whether it's drug abuse, financial abuse, credit abuse, mental abuse, whatever the abuse is, whatever the situation is, God can help you through that situation. And we here as a community to help you and push you along the way, because that's what it's all about. It's all about helping people out. Let me see what the narc demon population is. At least 50% women, 50% men. I dare say more proper numbers are 60% female narcs and 40% male narcs. Them numbers, they sound pretty good to me, Adrian, to be honest with you. They sound pretty good. I mean, because look how many people we didn't met that's narcissists. They got people right here on, you know, in the community, or not in our community, but they got people that's, you know, on YouTube that's narcissists that we finding out. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, and we have to be realizing, and like my wife said, you got to be practicing discernment and figure out, you know, who these people are. Did God send you, or did the devil send you? I don't want nobody the devil sent. I done been there, done that. He done sent a few of my, well, most several of my way. I don't like dealing with them. But I will tell you this: you send them this way this time, Delva, I'm way more prepared than what I was before. So that's why, you know, the interactions on certain social media pages that I have, it's not the same. It's not, you taking back 2-3 years ago, it's a different reaction. But the way I am now is different. So remember, you're hurt, you don't have to stay there. You shouldn't stay there. And I'm praying that you don't stay there, because it's nothing for you in the hurt. You got to get to the other side. You got to get to your healing. If you didn't been in narcissist abuse, if you didn't been, you know, with a narcissist, whether it's married to him or you dated him, if you work with a narcissist currently or ever work with a narcissist, you know what we're talking about. And if you need somebody to talk to, you know, like I said, my stuff is I had it straight across the bottom earlier. I'll put it back on there. You want to go to the website or whatever, or, you know, visit my website, my wife's website. I'll put her thing on here. She's actually in the chat. If you want to put that on there, let me see, where is that thing at? Here you go. So if you want to reach her on her website, you know, you want to talk to a woman, hey, I understand it. However you want to do it, but just remember, it's different ways that you can get help. You're not in this alone. End of the day, hey, let go and let God. You know, that's what it's all about. It's about helping one another and supporting one another, because we can't do this alone. We can't. Let me see what Lord. No room for the demon that influenced the individual, but I believe God's spirit is stronger. I will pray sincerely for those who have went astray, even narcs from childhood, because God extended mercy to me. Amen. Amen. Remember, we gotta pray. We gotta pray for our enemies also. We have to. I mean, it sucks, but people that have harmed or hurt us, when you get to that place, that's when you really know you're healing. When you get to that place and you're able to pray for them, trust me, I wasn't praying for them people. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Shannon, I tell you the same thing. Didn't want to pray for them. But you know, talking to God is like reading a few scriptures. Okay, that's part of my healing. I knew I was on a better. I knew I was in a better place once I started praying for them. I was like, okay, I'm doing better. I can say I'm better than, you know. So yeah. Let me see. We have Bible studies showing ours and other videos. They need to know these demons are everywhere. Not telling them about narcissists, setting them up for failure. And I already know what you're talking about. I didn't see the previous thing. You're talking about the kids, because not talking about it don't make it go away. It doesn't make a problem go away just because you don't talk about it. So if you know the person cheating on you and you know they're cheating, but you don't tell nobody, you don't talk to them about it, that don't make the problem go away. It's still gonna be cheating on you at the end of the day. So telling kids about narcissists is something they need to know. That way, when they get out on their own or they come in these workplaces and they work with these narcissists, they know what they're looking for. So yeah, we show our videos for Bible study, which matter of fact, we probably need to do a Bible study tomorrow. And yeah, we're gonna do one tomorrow. We ain't do it this week yet. So we'll do a Bible study tomorrow at home. And it's good to talk about these things. Teach them at a young age. I ain't saying tell them when they're 4 and 5 about narcissists, but you know, once they're at an age where they understand something, teach them about narcissists. Tell them part of your story. I think that's part of the problem that I know a lot of women make, and men, both of us make, that we don't want to tell our kids because we don't want them to know us, that part of us. Maybe you tell your kids, they won't end up in the same situation as you. You ever thought about that? Because how many times we went through a situation, didn't tell the kids, then the kids end up in the same type situation with somebody totally different, a narcissist. And you mad at yourself, man, I wish I would have said something. I wish you would have said something too. I'm praying you say something. You think about it that way, they don't know. They don't know. So you have to teach your kids too. You really have to. Let me see what else we got going on here. Okay, deliverance is the key. That's what people are missing. I did a video on the importance of deliverance at the narcissist abuse. I think I watched one on your channel as well. Yeah, Shannon got a few different videos about that, and I know, yeah, too, Laura, she had some videos. I know Tonya had some videos on there also. So yeah, it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to support each other, and it's time for us to tell our stories. Tell your story. What, like I said, when I say tell it, do you have to do what I'm doing on YouTube? No. But you can write it down in a letter. Maybe you can write a book about it. Maybe you do need a YouTube channel. Maybe you Maybe you know, tell it to a friend, but tell your story to somebody. Don't just, because what happens is a lot of times you sitting there, you hold that story in, and then nobody ever knows what happened. So if you die off or get killed by that narcissist, I'm like, well, I thought they had a good marriage. Remember I said the faking in the front? Yeah, well, I only seen them when they walked outside of the house. I never heard no arguing. You know, I always seen they always, you know, nice cars, always had their grass cut. Cause they showing the outside, it's a fake and it's a fraud. But you never told anybody. I ain't saying you gotta go tell your neighbors, but maybe you tell a family member or a good friend, hey, look, this guy in the house, he's beating on me. This woman, she's cheating on me. She's married to somebody else while she's married to me. He choked me out last night. Call the cops. And I know a lot of women, they're like, well, I don't want to call a cop on a black man. Man, bump that. Come on, man. Let's be real. I'm a black man. Yeah, do I want the cops called on me? No, I do not. But do I do things for the cops to get called on me? No, I do not. So for the dudes that's doing things, beating on women, guess what? You can get the cops called on you because you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. So come on, man. Let's be real about it. And I think a lot of women do say that. Well, that's the black man. I don't want to call the white man. I'm not being racial. I'm just saying what they say. When I say they, it's people I hear it all the time. They don't want to call in on the famous rapper or the famous NFL player or anybody like that. They don't want to tell the police because they don't want to screw over they don't want to screw over that person. They screwing you over. They hurting you. They cheating on you. They beating you. Man, what more you want? Y'all better tell somebody. Y'all better stop hiding behind all this stuff and thinking it's just gonna go away. Problems don't just go away if you don't talk about them and try to work them out. What math problem you know that you didn't did when you had a test for y'all at high school and college? You working on a math problem and you say, oh well, if I don't do that one, maybe the teacher will give me an A. What they do that at? It don't work like that. The problem got to be work. And guess what? You got to show your work. You can't just give me the answer without showing you where on council much. They want to see the work. So you got to put work into this stuff. So they doing all that stuff against you, whether they black, white, I don't care what color they are, it don't matter. You need to say something about it. There's no need in all that going on. Don't allow the narcissist to silence your voice. Exactly. And I think that's something else they do. They want you, don't tell on me. Don't tell on me. I'm gonna go to jail. You should have thought about that before you hit me. Don't tell the passport people. I'm talking about my situation. Don't tell the passport people because I might go to jail. Well, you committed the federal offense, so that's on you. But y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You gotta watch that video. Exactly, uniquely made. Silence never heals. So you being silent, it's never going to help anybody out. You'll never get to your healing being silent. You go stay in that hurt. You go stay in that hurtful place. Somebody needs to know. Tell the right person. Exactly. Somebody need to know your situation. Somebody need to know what that person doing to you, whether it's at work or at home. We got narcissists doing, guess what? They're doing some vile stuff at work too. We've all seen it. We work in some situations where these narcissists are doing evil things at work. So don't be one of those people that won't say nothing at work. Oh, I don't want to be a snitch. Really? Okay. So that's telling me your morals are really low because you don't want to be a snitch because you don't want to get involved. And you see this man over here beating this woman at work or threatening people at work, or you see a woman, because sometimes they in a position of power at work and they trying to threaten the man or trying to convince, oh, you got to have sex with me or I'm going to fire you. Man, write all that stuff down, document that. Y'all go ahead and get that person up out of there. That's what y'all need to do. I need to go ahead and get them out of there because it's no need for that. Yeah, because just don't care what color. Exactly. Not for living or doing a series on deliverance. I want to make sure I watch that. My focus is deliverance. Okay, awesome. They're going to use you not calling the police against you later. Trust me on that. Been there, done that. Won't do it again. Yeah, because you're not calling police. And what's going to happen is you're not calling police that night saying that this person hit you or beat you or choked you or pulled a gun out on you. Whatever happened, by you not saying that, when you go to get the divorce finally 2-3 years later, whenever it is, to be like, well, you never called. So your story is like in the courtroom, your story don't really mean much if all you're doing is saying, well, he hit me and you don't have no pictures of it. That's why I tell you how to document. When I'm saying document, it's not just at work. It's documenting stuff at home. Document can be through pictures. So if you got a bloody nose or scratches on your chest and stuff like that, man, take pictures of that stuff. So when they say, well, where your evidence? Boom. I got a photo album full of pictures with dates and everything. So yeah, there you go. It's amazing that term snitch is used amongst professing Christians. Exactly. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you said that, Alan B. Yeah, exactly. How many people we see called Christians and they talking about snitching? Snitching? But remember, a lot of the four-wall churches, I ain't saying all of them, but a lot of them, I will use a lot of them. It's not a replay. I'm saying it over and over so y'all get it. A lot of them four-wall churches don't talk about narcissists. That's what I want to say. Now, am I calling out all churches? No, I'm not. But a lot of them don't talk about narcissists. I ain't never heard no narcissists. No, I'm talking about that. Spiritual deliverance. What? Nah. That's for another video. Shannon got some videos on that though. But yeah. So a lot of people want to talk about that. Let me see. What else did I just mention? I seen something that just popped up. Oh, okay. One Love say narcs are real foul. Exactly. Adrena. Sickening. Yeah. Narc Living said, I believe God has called us both to deliverance ministry, which all believers should be doing. I will do more videos soon on deliverance specifically. There are a few on her Narc Living channel now, and I got her website, and then she can. I don't think I have a YouTube channel in here, but she can. I do have it. I have it. I'll post it at the end. I have it at the end, so y'all be able to see some of the people with channels in here. Thank you, Adrena. It's a lot of stuff to point out. Amen. I believe that too. I believe that's too what you're saying, Lori. Yeah, I think she's called to that too. Again, it's all about telling your story. It's about being in that hurt and using that hurt as a stepping stone to get to your healing. Remember that. Like I said, if you don't remember nothing else about this video, remember it's about hurt, but it's more about healing than it is hurt. We all have been hurt from many different things, but have we all been healed? Are we willing to take doing what it needs to, doing what we need to do to get to the healing? That's the question. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to stay in that hurt, stay in that slump, stay in that rut? Or are you willing to get to the other side and go through the healing? Talk to God more, having different visions on life, different outlooks on life. You know, you gotta realize that. Let's see. Sometimes the open door policy at work is bogus. Therefore, documentation. Yeah, the open door policy. I think a lot of companies they just say that. They just say that because you go in there and you watch some of my videos. What they'll say they have an open door policy. But what happens is, guess what? You go talk to that CEO or that president, they buddy with the manager you telling on. So what kind of open door policy is that? It's not an open door policy. So yes, I'm a firm believer. Most of the videos I do, I talk about documentation. I'm a firm believer that you need to document everything, especially in the workplace. It ain't snitching. It ain't snitching if it's dealing with you. You trying to protect yourself. So yeah. Y'all gave me a message on spiritual abuse in the church last night. It's gonna be fire. I'm sure. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that because she come with fire. We actually, matter of fact, Shannon, we doing a live on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know if she posted that thumbnail or not yet, but we supposed to be doing a live on Sunday. Me, Shannon, and I can't think of her name right now. Shannon, I posted in the chat. I told you I'm bad with names sometimes, but yeah, we're supposed to be doing a video on Sunday, a live. So we'll be back here Sunday on Shannon channel though. For that live. That should be a hot one right there. That should be a good one. That should be a good one. Yes, God wants his people set free. You gotta remember that. So being with a narcissist is like being in jail. It's like being in prison. I ain't talking about the county jail. I ain't talking about the county close. I'm talking about prison, like hard prison. That's what it's like. So you have to be willing to break free and get out of jail. So that's the same thing like the hurt. Think of prison as hurt. Think of freedom as healing. I'll say that again. Think of prison as hurt. Think of healing as freedom. I'm leaving it at that. I mean, that's the truth of it. That's the way y'all know I do a lot of analogies be popping in my head. I just come off the top with them, but yeah. Okay, so one love. I can't wait. And okay, so yeah, we are waiting for that, Shannon. They wait for that. Getting them ready. Okay, so yeah, she posted it right here. Yeah, so it's Sunday at 7 p.m. And okay, here it go right here. Shine Sugar Shine. I couldn't think of the name. So the Heartbreak After Narcissist Abuse. That's gonna be Sunday on Shannon channel, North Free Living channel. We got a live. So it's me, Shannon, and then Shine Sugar Shine doing it together. The Heartbreak After Narcissistic Abuse. So this was like the pre-show, I guess you can call it. You know, you had to go through the hurt to get the healing. It's like the pre-show, and then we're gonna touch more, go a little bit, a lot deeper into that on the Heartbreak After Narcissistic Abuse. So tune in for that one on Sunday. That's going to be a good one. More like being in the dungeon. Hey, you're right. Prison, dungeon. Hey, tomato. Alan, you're right. Yeah. So yeah, just like I said earlier, dungeon, prison, being with the narcissist, you know, that hurt, whatever. That's all the narcissist side. I want to be on God's side with the healing, with the light, you know, with the, you know, things like that. You know, that's where I want to be at. Uniquely made. This has been the best live ever. I got me to open up. Hey, you know what? Hey man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you was able to open up and say some things, and hopefully you can open up more. So that's awesome. You're able to tell a part of your story. Now we might not know your whole story, but guess what? We all know you done went through something dealing with a narcissist. We know that much. And from the little bit that you did say, we know it was a bad situation. And I will speak for everybody and say we are all happy and praying for you and thankful that you're not in that situation uniquely made. Uniquely made, my bad. But yeah, thankfully you're not in that situation. And I'm telling you, it's like when you open up and tell part of your story, you just feel better. I know I do. Every time I tell it, like right now, I feel better. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go run around the block. I'm not doing it because it's cold outside and my knee hurt, but that's for another story. But you know, yeah. So yeah, it's that's awesome though. I like that. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing too. Thank you for sharing that story with us. One love. Hey, that's what Shannon about to hit y'all with when she come with it. They all up in the church. Yeah, narcissists all in the church. I'm not gonna even touch on that, but yeah, they're in the church. They all up in the church. Some of them pastors, some of them doggone deacons, and some of them just regular old church members, and they all up in there. You think everybody they go to church? It's just like I said earlier, everybody step outside their house just because they got all together, you think they're good. Well, everybody go to church, it's not a Christian. How about that? Just being honest. So just being honest. What else we got in here? Because this live was fire. You got to thank you. Hey, that's like my sister right there. She's one of the mentors for my channel. She supports all the time. Love her. Like I say, she is a sister. I ain't say like a sister. She is a sister to me and Shannon. She supports all the time, always in the chat. And she is one of the mentors with North Free Living, which is my wife. So they both in the chat mentoring, making sure we won't have no evil people come in here, you know, stuff like that, and keeping the chat rolling too. Yes. Yes. This is awesome. Awesome. So you see all the love you're getting uniquely made. So clapping for you. Yeah. I mean, we all, like I said, we're gonna say a prayer right before I'm about to wrap this up. It's coming up on 9 o'clock. I wasn't planning on staying on 2 hours. I actually was supposed to wrap this up 30 minutes ago. I gotta get off here for my wife start getting on me. And my daughter might come in here and say something too. I've been in the office all day. So yeah, I get fussed at sometimes for being in the office. So Shannon get fussed at too for working too long. So but now this has been a good live. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for everybody that was able to come in. And you know, I'm really thankful that Uniquely May was, you know, to share a part of her story and open up a bit. So that's awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, and I'm happy that, you know, we all able to share and support each other. That's what it's all about. So it's awesome to be in a position where you can help people. And the help that I'm doing is talking. It's sharing a conversation. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, like I said, the Sunday live on Shannon channel. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I got another live Friday scheduled with Tiffany Castano, and then February 19th, I think it is. You had to correct me on that one. Shannon, which is Narc Free Living, myself, and Adrena Monet is doing a live together on my I think February 19th, should be that Friday. We're doing a live together, and it's called Narcissistic Friendship. You might want to tune in for that one. I think that's going to be one of those ones you're going to be like, oh, okay. So what we doing, what my whole vision on this when I first started this YouTube, it was doing it, by myself. God was like, tap my shoulder, nah, you got a wife right there that's talking about the same stuff, and y'all can come together. And I know every video that me and Shannon do it does really, really well. So I can't do it myself. Then thinking past that, I was like, there's other people that's doing things too. So why not collaborate with these people? Talk to them. We all can share our information together. So that's where the Tiffany Castaños, the Adrena Monets come in, and whoever else, get featured on the channel. Obviously, Shannon on the channel more than anybody, but that's what other people come in. So yeah, okay, they just said it. Yeah, February 19th. Yeah, me, Adrena, and Shannon gonna be together, and that one is called, like I said, Narcissistic Friendship. So that's gonna be a good one. So we got some good content coming up this month of February. It's Black History Month, but it's also Destroy Narcissist Month, a year for us. So that's what we're doing. Go keep shedding light on narcissists. So that's what we're doing. Narc Free Living said we cannot suppress the trauma. Nope, we cannot. We cannot. We cannot. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up because I just hit my 2 hours. Hey, again, I'm thankful for everybody. Before we go, we will say a prayer. And hopefully through this video, we able to get more people to watch. They watch the replay. Hey, thank you. Like I got scrolled at the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Comment is how you're able to ask questions. And if I don't answer it, somebody else can answer the question. Because we got a huge community and people are interested in helping one another. So it's a great way to do that. Destroy Narcs 2021 and forevermore. Hey, that's a good one. I like that. I'll laugh at that. Is funny. So once again, I got my stuff scrolling at the bottom. You want to get in touch with me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Like I said, I was streaming live the whole time on Facebook. So I had a few people that liked it. So that's good. I'm gonna start streaming that. I thought it was gonna be hard, but it wasn't that bad. So I'm gonna keep streaming over there. Shannon, again, if you want to reach her, this is her website. So you want to go to her, and then Narc Free Living. It's a YouTube channel. So that is where she's at. So she always has great content over there. So before we leave, I'm gonna say a prayer, and then I'll go back and I'll click on the other channels that I have listed. I don't have all of them, but I have a good bit of them. So yeah. So I'll just say a quick prayer. God, I want to thank you for just allowing us to come together, just to be able to talk about this subject of healing, because healing is a process, and we know that we can't do it alone. Even when we got friends and family, sometimes they don't want to go through the healing with us. Sometimes they can't go through the healing with us. But we do know that we can always go to you, God, and anything that we need. So even with this YouTube channel, even if me writing it down on a letter, I know that I have to continue telling my story. My story might just help one person, but that one person doesn't have to go through what I went through. So I'm sitting here just praying that more people come forward and tell their story, because their story can help millions. Who knows? We never know who hear those stories. We never know who watch our YouTube channel or our Facebook or any other social medias that we on. But we know each time we share it, we feel better. And I'm pretty sure that the people that we're sharing the story to get something out of it. So I want to continue this mission that you've given me, continue doing my purpose of sharing this story. I want to continue to work with other people and continue exposing narcissists and exposing abuse that happens at work and at home, because abuse doesn't change from home to work. It just changes, venues. So I just want to thank everyone that came in and shared tonight. If you left a comment, if you just watched and didn't leave a comment, just thank you for tuning in. I want to thank for the people that's live here, and I also want to thank you for the people that's going to watch this replay, and just praying for everybody that just remember that the hurt is just a process. You have to go through the hurt to get your healing. And thank y'all for tuning in. Amen. Hey, again, I'm gonna share with y'all the last little bit that I need to share with the people that's have YouTube channels that I know. So this Narc Free Living, she has her channel, of course. That's Shannon. So of course, you know, she has hers. We also have Tonya. We on her channel a lot. Just Say No to Narc. She has, I love Tonya. Community and everything she has going on. Love the channel and everything. We also have Adrena Monet has a channel. She does great stuff. I'll be checking out her stuff. She has very good content on there. Let's see. If I forget you, I apologize. Trust me, I'll add to it. I've been adding every time I think about it. Pink Girl Teaches Joy. She has a great channel, always doing stuff. I think she's live on Sundays at like 9 or 10, I think it is. Shine Sugar Shine. This is the woman that we're talking about. We're doing that live with on Sunday. She has a great channel, just starting to grow, but that's what it's all about, getting people out there and, you know, telling your story, whatever it is, so people learn about it. We also have just another person I follow, Narcon. She's shared me and Shannon a video. Though I don't know if y'all, I didn't see that video that we did a couple weeks ago where it was our story, how the narcissist brought us together. I think is what I had the title. She has a good channel also. And I know Lori, two Lori Meats. See, I forgot one. Don't question my heart, just question my brain. I just forget things. Lori Mary, I know she has a channel. I didn't watch a few of things and liked it, so I'll be adding you to the thing. Matter of fact, after this thing wraps up, I'll add it to it. I just forgot to. Like I said, it's like 3 people I know I got to add to it, and I keep forgetting with that. But this is some of the channels that I follow, Shannon follows, and we all try to follow and support. But these are some channels that they coming with fire. Y'all want to hear fire? Y'all want to hear things about narcissists and relationships and how to heal from it? All these people I know for a fact are sharing some of the same things, different stories, but it's the same things, you know, some of the same things that they've been through, their healing process, you know, how to recognize narcissists. It's a lot of different stuff that's coming at y'all with a lot of different things. So, hey, thank y'all again for tuning in. This has been great. I'm actually getting a little hungry, so I'm about to get off here and go eat my Subway sandwich that my wife bought earlier. So I'm about to get off of here. But again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to, you know, support the channels, you know, so it's okay to subscribe. It's okay to like Shannon said a couple of weeks back, you don't have to lurk, you can like, you know, but some people I know they don't want to have their name out there because they're afraid of the narcissist. I get it. They're not to their place of healing yet. So things are going on. And some people just don't want to share the information. I get it. You don't want to have your picture up on things. That's fine. I get it. But I still appreciate, you know, you watching the video and the channel. So thank you. Again, this is my website, flash across at the bottom, faithbasedworkplace.com. We're doing some revamping of that website this weekend. So hopefully Monday I have everything set up. And life coaching. I also certified life coach now for y'all. So I have bookings and everything should be set up on there coming soon. So if you want to get in touch with me, I do life coaching. I am certified, and Shannon does life coaching also. You can go to, again, her thing is, let me see, where is it at? It is, that's her channel on, well, not her channel, but her website. She does life coaching also. So, you know, we went and got certified and doing everything. So you want to talk about narcissists, or you want to talk about just life things in general, whether narcissists in workplace or at home, we got certified. You know, we wanted to make sure we're certified and able to do those things. So we are doing those things and trying to help out the community and, you know, help different people that's going on. So you can't book with us. You know, it is for a fee. I will say that it's not free for the life coaching. It is for a fee, but yes, we do have that. So we will be setting it. Well, Shannon already has her set up, and mine is pretty much set up. So you still can book with me, you know, through the website. So you want to talk to me about, you know, life in general? We can do that. So again, thank y'all for coming out. This ends this video, and I will definitely see y'all on Sunday for Narc Free Living live, because we definitely got to come together and see that one. So again, thank y'all. God bless you. God bless yours, and I'll see y'all next time.
Workplace, LLC understands that narcissistic leaders are self-absorbed and hold beliefs of entitlement and superiority. At the same time, they act in their own best interest, putting others' needs and interests at risk. Therefore, workers can feel the pressure of working under narcissistic supervision. Such workers also may suffer abusive behavior from their narcissistic leaders. Companies with narcissistic leaders have higher turnover rates, and employees at these companies suffer from anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Faith-Based Workplace, LLC wants to help employees handle direct contact with narcissists. Faith-Based Workplace, LLC's mission is to train employees on how to deal with other narcissists' employees, staff, and managers. Visit www.faithbasedworkplace.com for blogs, tips, and exclusive merchandise. Check us out on YouTube for help.